Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly forecast. Happy birthday to the early Capricorns who will be having their birthday at the end of the week. This is listed as December 19th through the 25th. You might stumble upon it at a later time. That's fine. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it. But we're going to connect here and we're going to see what messages are coming up here for the collective, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm going to get right on into it. All right, let's see what's coming up here for the Capricorn collective. We're going to move you all just a little bit closer. And the first card coming up here for the Capricorn collective is the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can be an inner struggle, but I'm going to be honest with you. Because of the way the cards shuffled and the way I pulled them, I don't feel it's an inner struggle or inner conflict. Typically for me, if there's inner struggle or inner conflict, if you're not sure about something, your cards don't shuffle smoothly, at least for me in my readings. So because the cards shuffled smoothly, I feel that this could be competition. Some of you may be encountering more than usual competition. You might have people who are being very competitive towards you. And it might come across as like cattiness or insults or like correcting you all the time. So, maybe somebody's trying to prove to you that they know more than you do, or you're in a workplace and they feel intimidated by you and they feel like you're getting ahead or you're getting positive attention. They may try to like correct you or try to make it look like, oh, well, Capricorn doesn't actually know what they're doing. I know more than Capricorn. So the competition might be coming up in that way. People like correcting you or trying to correct you or like putting down things that you're doing. It might feel a little insulting, but it's like their way of trying to compete or their way of trying to push you down, to push themselves up or to get ahead or get on top. The Five of Wands could also be very positive in terms of self-employment, in that you're starting to be seen. You're starting to be noticed. So other businesses in your field might be like, who in the heck is this person all of a sudden coming up? You've been at this forever. They don't realize that it's not all of a sudden. They just look over and all of a sudden they notice you. And they might feel like you're giving them a run for their money. They might feel like they have to keep up with you, or they're noticing people talking positively about you, or like going over to you instead of to them. So this could be positive in that like you're in the game, so to speak. But I do feel some of you may be encountering some nasty attitudes in the week ahead, and it's from a competitive, they're coming from a competitive place. The next card that's coming up here for the Capricorn collective is the Wheel. So some of you might feel like, okay, all right, I get it. I understand. People feel intimidated. People feel threatened. That's fine. But you might just be in the mindset where you're like, I don't want to put up with it. I don't want to be in this environment. I don't want to be around this, right? Some companies, I hate to say it, but I've seen it so many times in so many different jobs. Some companies have this idea that they want to create a sense of insecurity and competition on the work floor, because in their mind, they think that, well, if people are insecure and if they're feeling threatened by their coworkers, then they're going to work extra hard. Then they're going to give us, extra extra uh productivity, or like whatever. They think it's good for productivity, they think it's good for the company. They don't think about the morale. They don't think about the fact that it's a hellish environment to be in, and it makes people sick to the stomach to be around that kind of energy. And that, what does that do? That brings productivity down. So it's really counterproductive. You think that it's going to give you more, but really in the long run, people just get very discouraged, very distracted. So Some of you just might feel like, I don't want to be in this environment because clearly uh, nobody seems to care that this is the environment here. Nobody's doing anything about the fact that this is the environment here. And I don't want to be in this environment where I'm doing a really great job and all I'm getting for it is, people trying to put me down or people trying to come after me. And like this negativity is being allowed. I don't want to be around it. So some of you may be looking to move on, looking to move elsewhere, wanting to go to a different department or go to a different job altogether or go into self-employment and work for yourself or whatever it might be. The wheel is coming up that some of you feel like it's time to go on. If you are a self-employed person, I do feel like this might be a very, very busy time for you. You might have a lot of work come in. You might make bank in the next 2 to 3 weeks. However, with the wheel card, it reminds us that everything is a cycle. So there's going to be busy times, there's going to be slow times. And so, in terms of self employment, the wheel card reminds us, be smart with the money when it's pouring in, because everything is going to have those ebbs and flows. There's going to be the slow period. And people think, oh, well, I can't be self employed because I can't always have the same amount of business every month. But really, what the thing is here, if we're smart with the money that comes in at the busy time, then at the slow time, we have that money put away and we can enjoy the slow time. We can relax, we can decompress, we can, take a little break, we can focus on our hobbies, we can be with our loved ones, and we have the money from the busy time, so we're not worried about making rent or making bills, right? And then things pick up again. So sometimes the wheel for me in my readings comes to say that there's a really busy time coming in, or even if you're not self-employed, maybe you work some kind of work where the pay fluctuates, right? Maybe your pay is affected, like you get more hours based on how busy things are, or you get commission, right? Or something like this. You might have a lot of money coming in, then it's going to be slow. But if you're smart with the money when it comes in and you don't just blow through it like it's this never ending pile of money, then you're not going to have to stress out about the slow time. You're going to be able to enjoy the slow time and rest and catch your breath and not be stressed out. The next card that's coming up here for the Capricorn Collective is the Six of Wands. And so this is victory. So even though there may be people competing with you, they can't. They can't. And that's probably why that energy of nastiness came in. They know they can't compete with you in other ways. So they're just slinging mud as a desperate attempt. They don't have any other way to compete with you or to match or to exceed what you're doing. But so the Six of Wands here is victory, right? Like you're still winning, you're still standing out, you're still being seen. Um, you may be making a reputation for yourself in your field. I just heard poach or poached. So don't be surprised for some of you if you don't, like, say you work for a certain company, don't be surprised if you don't have someone that does business with your company reach out to you and try to kind of figure out like how they can get in touch with you personally or like outside of work, because they may be wanting to offer you a job, they may be wanting to steal you away and have you work for them. And they might want to be very cautious and do this on the down low because, these days you don't know. People read your emails, like, IT department and stuff can read your emails or they listen to the employee phone calls or whatever. So don't be surprised if, there's someone that doesn't try to, like, in a business way, get in touch with you outside of work, or they might say, oh, well, we're having a holiday party or year-end party for our associates here. Why don't you stop by at, such and such restaurant, at 7 p.m. on Friday or like whatever. They might try to get a way to be able to talk to you without it being monitored because they don't want, your boss or your company to know that they're offering you this job. They may be wanting to pull you in very quietly. But you might be making a name for yourself, and you might be having people reaching out to you. Okay. In terms of self employment, could be a lot of business by word of mouth. People talking about you positively, and getting a lot of referrals, getting a lot of references coming your way. The next card coming up for the Capricorn Collective is the Knight of Wands. And this could be an ultimatum. This could be fast moving energy. Every single one of your cards, except for the wheel, is a wand. So this is a week of action, my darlings. This is a week of things happening quickly. There's no sitting on the fence. And there's a lot of fire in the situation. So I feel that a lot of you might be feeling antsy, restless, like you just you just feel like you got to make a decision. You got to figure it out. You don't want to be where you're at, kind of thing. Like movement here with all these wands. Knight of Wands could be something being sped up. It could be an ultimatum that is presented to you. There could be an opportunity coming in, and they might tell you, you got to let us know right now, yes or no. There's no giving a notice to your current employer. Like, if you want it, you're starting now, or you're starting Monday, or like, you're interested or you're not, take it or leave it. We need to hurry up and know. There's no time to wait for you to figure it out or to think about it. So some of you could be offered something where the window to accept is a very short window, right? Like, the window is not going to be open for a long period of time, and you got to make up your mind quickly. This can be really stressful because you're like, oh, I don't want to make the wrong choice. I don't want to make the wrong decision. But sometimes, in order to make a good decision, we don't need a lot of time. It's not a matter of time. What we need to do is examine the factors, right? The pros and cons. And so you might say, okay, I don't have a whole lot of time. Let me go over the pros and cons real quick. All right, this has more pros than cons. This is the one I'm picking. You don't necessarily need weeks or months to make a decision. You just have to look at the facts and make a decision based on, which one has more pros over cons. So that's the message coming up here for the Capricorn Collective. If you want, you might want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Sometimes your moon sign and rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. There's a playlist in the description of the video so you can watch the other videos and find them easily. If you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to the scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite. You can schedule a private reading with me there. There's also a playlist in the description if you want to check out the 2023 forecasts for the year coming up. And so you can click on that playlist and watch those videos as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my darlings.